What's going on in social media world? Let's get right down to it. My theory on the whole Solange, Jay-Z, Beyonce debacle in the elevator. So after, I'm sure you've all seen the video, after the fight between Solange and Jay-Z, allegedly Solange went online and tweeted that she was upset with Jay-Z because Jay-Z hit Beyonce. Part of me says, I could see that being fake because I could see that being one of those things that somebody is like, this is a lie, but it's just about believable because it's big old Jay-Z and tiny little innocent Beyonce. So it would be easy for people to believe that and easy to spread that lie. So I could see that being a lie. But on the other hand, I could see it being real to the extent, and let me say, of course, I know nothing about it. I was not in that elevator. Most of you were not in that elevator, unless you're one of their security or something like that. So all we can do is theorize. We know nothing. But on the other hand, as far as back to the tweet, I could see Solange tweeting something like that. If she was older, I think that the previous generation would be like, no, I'm not going to tweet this very private matter. But being that she's a fellow millennial, I could see our generation tweeting deep, emotional situations like that. Twitter is, it's just a part of our generation. She's a fellow 80s baby. It's been around for a very long time. And I could see her tweeting that emotion, but I could see them wanting to cover it up afterwards. Why? On the Run tour. Beyonce and Jay-Z have basically, you can call the On the Run tour the perfect marriage tour. And for something like Jay-Z being an abusive husband getting out, that would hurt the money of the On the Run tour. So I could see Team Beyonce, Team Jay-Z, and Team On the Run tour paying off TMZ to claim that it was a fake tweet so they could keep that image going of them having the perfect marriage. Now, I pray that Jay-Z is not an abusive husband. I literally pray that because I am, in my upbringing, I've seen domestic abuse, not between my mom and my dad. My mom, proudly said, like, my dad never laid hands on her, but my mom and my uncle used to get into it. My mom and her brother, my uncle, used to get into it. So anyway, all of that to say, I pray that Jay-Z is not an abusive husband and an abusive man in a household with their child. So I pray that my theory is totally wrong. But I could see them, if there is any truth in it, wanting to pay people off because they have an image to uphold. They're the perfect Hollywood couple, this happy couple, and they're literally about to do the On the Run tour, which is the happy marriage tour. And to have a rumor or to have something floating around that they're anything other than the perfect Hollywood couple could hurt the sales for that tour. And it's all about the money. So pay off who? TMZ, the website that broke the story, and have Solange take her tweet down, which then brings me to Solange taking all of Beyonce's photos off of her Instagram. I'll say this also. I do follow Solange, but I have no idea all of the photos that have been on her Instagram. So I don't know what photos would have been taken off. I've never seen a million photos of her and Beyonce on Instagram, but I follow a lot of people on Instagram. So there's a lot of stuff that I miss anyway. So all of that to say, I don't know if Solange allegedly taking down all of Beyonce's photos is a true statement, because I don't know however many photos they had in the first place. I've not really looked like that. So I think that, again, one hand is like, it could be a lie, and I could see it being a lie that Solange allegedly took down these photos that were never up. And on the other hand, it would make sense that I could see it being Solange upset with Beyonce for, look, sister, like, this man is abusive. You know, what are you doing in this thing? You need to stop. And Beyonce being like, look, we have to do this on the run tour. We have to get this stuff done. We have to keep up images. He's abusive, but he's working on it. He says he loves me. All of the stuff that a battered woman says. And I'll bring the video to a close with this. I always thought it was and I love my Beyonce. And again, I'm hoping all of my theory is totally wrong. But I always thought it was in poor taste for Beyonce to allow Jay-Z to talk about Eat the Cake Anime on her album. And part of me thinks, well, you know, maybe the teeny bopper generation has no idea what that's referencing. But I kind of think that they do. And even if they don't, Beyonce also has some older fans who definitely do know what it's referencing. And I have a problem whenever anybody makes light of that situation. A lot of people use that line and make it seem like it's funny. It's not funny. That's from the Ike and Tina Turner. And one of the many times that Ike Turner was beating Tina Turner or just, you know, being physically abusive to her, he shoved cake in her face and demanded that she eat the cake. So the fact that this is some joke that we now use in lines, I always think that's in poor taste. And to also think about the fact that I remember watching Beyonce when her debut solo album came out, Dangerously in Love, watching her dance with Tina Turner. I'm like, this is a woman that you danced with, a woman who helped establish your credibility as a solo artist, and you're going to make light of her being beaten in her, I don't want to say heyday as if she's irrelevant now, but well, her heyday, not to say that she's irrelevant now, but her heyday. You know, like, you think that's in good taste? Like, I don't think so at all. It just didn't sit well with me. And I would think it's horribly ironic if Jay-Z is an abusive husband. Again, I pray that he's not. Initially, before I heard about the whole tweet and started my insanity theories on it, I was like, for all we know, it could have been that Jay-Z wanted to wear Solange's Met Gala dress and he wore it and stretched it out, and Solange was upset with him because he stretched out her dress, and Beyonce stood still just because, you know, she felt that Jay-Z looked good in the dress and she didn't want to have anything to do with it. But all of that to say, also, Beyonce standing still kind of is, if there's any truth to the battered woman part, that is kind of a battered woman thing to do because she doesn't want to make it worse for herself later on. Again, prayerfully, I'm totally wrong. Prayerfully, it's just that Jay-Z wanted to wear Solange's dress and she was upset that he stretched it out and broke her heels or whatever. I don't know. And she had to wear the pumps instead. I don't know, whatever. But again, none of us were on that elevator. None of us actually know. So it is just a theory. And I pray that my theory is wrong, but I just felt like putting it out there. Why? Cause. Talk to y'all later, social media world. Yes, my tongue is blue. It's because my barber gave me a blue dum-dum. Talk to you later. Peace. Be blessed.